Welcome to the Node-API November 3rd meeting, and I'm going to share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So let's get started. Let's see, we are going through our milestone. And the full coverage, since Michael is not here, we are going to skip, like say, full coverage, and I don't think there is any new for non-C language bindings. And we are going to skip debug testing for add-ons. Let's see if there is any remaining items in the still issues. It seems.
Yeah, I still
Yeah,
didn't implement.
no problem, never mind. So I believe that's all our still issues. So it seems that we have checked closed all the issues listed here. So we are going back to the repository. See if there is any new. Well, yeah, we are getting prepared for the next major release so that we can drop Node.js v16 support since it went EOL. So yeah, do you have any suggestions we should make before we getting there? I'm not sure if there is a expected date to release a major version. So since we are not in a hurry, let's wait for Michael to see how to set up a release, since I don't have access to the release, to be honest. So let's back to the list. I don't have any chance to verify this on my local, so yeah, I need additional time to investigate this issue. So it seems that like we don't have any particular new in Node add-on API, and let's back to the pull request. Yeah, this is Gabriel's PR. Do you want to talk about this, Gabriel?
Uh, it's pretty much just some things that I found when trying to turn on experimental. Like we document that you can pass like an environment variable called an API version, and just run it with the environment variable, and then that will switch to the an API version, but it doesn't. So I fixed it so that it does. And independently, I also changed attach data to take the finalizer as like a template parameter rather than like a function parameter, because we don't need to pass it at runtime because it's always static. So that that reduces the footprint, and it also makes it easier, I hope, when you turn on experimental to change things so that you can have two versions of attached data, one that attaches like a Node.js finalizer and one that attaches a regular finalizer. The big issue, no, not the big issue, the big piece of work here is to actually turn on experimental and then build and make all the unit tests pass, because a lot of them crash because we call things inside the finalizer that will now cause crashes, whereas they weren't causing crashes before. So there will be some places in an API inline.h where we're going to have to post the finalizer instead of just calling it. So that's basically what I'm working on. And I think one sort of stepping stone towards full support of the Node.js stuff is to just convert all the finalizers to attach them with post finalizer. And then we won't get the benefit of synchronous release of memory. So the same old problems will remain, but at least we will have a working version. So we can release possibly with that version, or at least build from that version the infrastructure that we need, so that we can have something that we can tell users like, okay, if you use this API, then instead of this other API that you've been using so far, then you get synchronous finalizers, and then you can solve all your problems. But first we need to get things to build and the unit tests to pass without crashing. And so that's what I've been trying to find some time to work on.
Well, is the test failure you list here related to the issue you mentioned?
No. It was failing to download some tarball, so it's completely benign. I'm rerunning. I just started 21, I think. Where's two?
So it's unrelated, right?
Yeah. Totally unrelated.
Because I see that GitHub Actions are actually succeed with the, let's say, 20, and we didn't set up 21 or 22. So yeah, we probably better to set it up.
Yeah. I always run it through our own infrastructure as well, and we have tons of different platforms and versions and stuff. So hopefully that'll pass next time, and then we should be good to land.
Yeah, that'll be good. So we are going to just restarting the cell to see if it can pass. And I believe this one is ready to go. If there is it will be good if others can take a look on it too. And the other one is a simple document fix by Tobias. Yeah, it's really a simple white space changes made, if I can tell. So that the style can be correct, because consecutive white space before the line can make the lines into a code block. So yeah, that's a primary issue. So yeah, it encounters failures too. I will check it later, because I don't think documentation will break our CI. So let's get into the Node core repo. The first one is that someone accidentally checked in a file we just removed previously. So that's basically removing the file again. And yeah, that's it. Oh, sorry. And this one.
Yeah, I commented on this issue, but I didn't follow up if the author responded.
Oh, yeah, right. Thank you.
It seems like they didn't answer it. I don't know who's reacted there. Like, is it the author or someone else? I mean, somebody put a heart down.
Yeah, I believe it's.
Actually, he saw it.
Yeah, it's the author. Right.
Okay, then maybe that they're working on this.
Yeah, that looks good. So let's get back to the list and waiting for the
Sorry,
answer
could you go back for a second? Like the only thing then I was writing this feedback. The difference between what previous proposal was in this one, that I also added create property key for Latin one, and I mostly added here for kind of completeness with the rest of our create string functions. You guys okay with this type of signatures? So technically, there are three functions which will create a key string based on C++ strings, which will be Latin1, UTF-8, UTF-16, and another one effectively just based on an API value. Because, for example, you can have a string an API value, and we want to convert this an API value string to an API value key string.
Does that mean we have to convert it back to a native string and then back to a V8 string, or does V8 have a way of internalizing existing strings?
We can internalize existing strings. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay. And the same thing for symbols, it sounds like.
I think the symbols will do exactly nothing. It's more like for completeness, if you like.
Oh, I see.
We care about creating a key, but technically key inside of V8 can be either string or a symbol. So technically, idea is that if people have some kind of an API value and they want to make sure they're internalized, they just pass it in, and I don't know. So it would be nice if you guys can review this proposal as well.
Looks good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So feel free to kind of jump on it after that and kind of look through, and any kind of ideas, corrections, welcome.
Yeah. Thank you for posting the proposal here. I think it really explains what we discussed. So, do you have any more to add on this particular PR?
No, I think it's. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. I missed last meeting and I was not sure if you had a chance to review it.
Well, I don't remember we talked about this last week since it's just me and Michael there. So yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, right. Please get a review on the proposal, and hopefully, if the author changes the PR to the proposed solution, that would be great.
All right, cool. Thanks.
And the next will be Gabriel's PR for Node.js type. Yeah, I didn't had a chance to take a look on the updated one, but I believe I can get a quick. Yeah, it seems.
Wait, what's happening here? Is it being reverted to Gabriel?
Yeah, we discussed that these APIs didn't make sense in the Node.js callback because they are heavily related to JavaScript. So either they are going to call JavaScript in like say open callback scope will invoke async hooks in JavaScript, and the callback info should not be is unlikely to be code in a finalizer because it is related to the JavaScript function implementation. So yeah, that's why we are saying even though they might not invoke any garbage collection, but they didn't make sense in the Node.js environment.
Okay.
Yeah, especially the first one, NAPI get CB info. I mean, you can only do that when called from JavaScript. Like if you get called from the garbage collector and you somehow have access to CB info, that pointer is 100% stale because CB info is created on the stack before calling into native, right? So
Yeah.
this is like it doesn't make sense to call an API get CB info from the garbage collector, and callback scope also doesn't make sense to call from the garbage collector because even though you could, it is 100% going to end up calling JavaScript. Maybe not directly, but the setting up the callback scope involves calling into JavaScript, so you can't possibly use that from a Node.js stack.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah, I should just go ahead and sign off on that too.
Yeah. So it seems like this PR is ready for another round of review, right?
Yep, definitely.
So yeah, it will be great if we can take a look at it, and I will find a time to take a look on it too. So
Please, thank you.
that's great. We are getting progress on this. And this one. Well, yeah, it's about election, and unfortunately I didn't find a time to verify this, so I don't have an update. Also, this refactoring of the the example repo, I just landed the reorganized PR. So yeah, so the repository page is getting neater, I believe, because we don't have a list of examples on the main page of the repository, and people can jump to the README and get a detailed example in the src folder. So yeah, that's how the reorganization works.
Pretty cool. So people can see a
seems,
README file and yeah.
Yeah, I believe this way the README will be more prominent to people who are jumping to the repository for the first time, so that instead of seeing a large list of examples. It seems like the size failed, so I may need to take a look on it to see why it fails for deploying the website. Yeah. It seems that we have running to the end of the checking issue. Do you have anything particular you would like to bring up?
Nothing on my side.
All right.
Well, okay. So we are returning the remaining time to you and for your Friday. So see you on GitHub and have a nice weekend.
Okay, see you.
Thank you.